Hello everyone, and welcome to my Update US Gossip channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Sister wives, following her trip to Flagstaff, Janelle Brown has finally ended her relationship with the city. Sister wives Janelle Brown recently visited Flagstaff, Arizona, putting an end to her connection to the state. She had a tumultuous relationship with Kody Brown for 30 years. Janelle and Kody entered a plural marriage, but their plans didn't go as she had hoped. Janelle struggled to maintain a strong relationship with her husband after Robyn Brown became his fourth wife, despite giving everything to make the polygamous relationship work. After Christine Brown ended her spiritual marriage to Kody in November 2021, Janelle also re-evaluated her relationship with him. In the end, Janelle and Kody parted ways in 2022, shortly after Christine left. She started prioritizing herself and lost a significant amount of weight within a few years. Janelle advanced her career by becoming a social media influencer and promoting a gut health supplement in addition to her fitness journey. She also started a number of businesses to make ends meet. Janelle maintained contact with Kody as he still owed her an equal share of the Coyote Pass property. In order to speed up the process, the mother of 5 even sought legal assistance. After spending some time in North Carolina, Janelle returned to Flagstaff, Arizona, where she stored her final possessions. She revealed the real reason for her trip in an Instagram post. Janelle shared a video of herself standing next to a loaded truck with the title, "Last U-Haul from Flagstaff," revealing that she had returned to her former home city to retrieve the remaining items from her storage unit and move them to her new home. Janelle explained, "I was waiting for a window of time and weather to bring this last load," confirming she is now permanently moving away from Flagstaff. In 2022, Janelle moved on from Kody. She needed time to recover from her failed marriage and get back on her feet as a single mother of 5 children. Since she didn't have a lot of money, she took matters into her own hands and started over. To get to where she is now, Janelle put in a lot of effort and gave up some significant things. Janelle has severed all ties to Flagstaff by her most recent action. She had previously shared with fans that her goals for the year were to detox herself and find inner peace, which is exactly what she's doing. Janelle is more independent in North Carolina. Since moving to North Carolina, Janelle has become extremely independent. She runs multiple new businesses in addition to her own farm, which keeps her busy. These businesses also allow her to stay close to her daughter, Maddie. Janelle's new life as an independent woman consists of running her Tata farms and posting insightful content for her social media followers and clients. She also owns a quirky t-shirt business, selling t-shirts with some of her most catchy phrases from the show. The Sister Wives cast member has never been more independent. Nearly 6 months after the tragic suicide of her 25-year-old son Garrison in March 2024, Sister Wives star Janelle Brown took the painful but necessary step of placing his cherished Flagstaff, Arizona, home on the market, a decision she announced on September 13, 2024, listing the 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom residence for $425,000, a price point intended to reflect both the property's market value and the sentimental weight it carried for the family. Reality T. After diligently saving during the pandemic while living at home to help save pennies, Garrison purchased the 1,441-square-foot house in December 2021 for $329,000 and was proud of the home's modern updates, which included new paint, vinyl flooring, central air conditioning, a gas-fired fireplace in the living room, an office/den, and a convenient half-bath on the main floor. Reality T. On the upper level, the property featured 4 bedrooms with vaulted ceilings, a full bathroom, and a small fenced courtyard and backyard, amenities that Garrison, a staff sergeant in the Nevada Army National Guard, envisioned as a peaceful retreat after long deployments. Reality T. Janelle enacted 2 strategic price reductions, first to $399,900 on October 3, 2024, and then to $389,900 on November 11, she hoped would spur interest without undermining the home's intrinsic value or her son's memory, despite the home's TLC exposure and move-in readiness. Reality T. After languishing on the market and weathering the emotional toll of showing an empty house that once brimmed with her son's hopes, the property was finally marked under contract on November 26, 2024, signaling that a buyer had been secured. Reality T. The sale officially closed on December 26, 2024, for $388,650, a figure confirmed by court filings in Coconino County that also revealed Janelle had been appointed personal representative, executor, of Garrison's estate, a role that entrusted her with both honoring her son's final wishes and ensuring the proper legal transfer of his assets, notably excluding her ex-husband Kody Brown from any probate involvement. The Sun. The legal documentation, first reported by the U.S. Sun, underscores the emotional and logistical complexity Janelle faced. As executor, she managed the sale process from initial listing through closing, navigated negotiations over a down payment of $60,000, and oversaw the transfer of title, all while contending with the public scrutiny that accompanies sister wives' high-profile family dramas. The Sun. In interviews and social media posts, Janelle acknowledged the heartache of walking through empty rooms once filled with Garrison's laughter and belongings, reflecting on the irony that a house built to be his sanctuary had become a vessel for collective grief and a testament to the fragility of life. Reality T. Her decision to sell Garrison's home only after months of contemplation reflects a broader pattern in Janelle's post-divorce life, a careful balance between honoring the past and forging a new future. Janelle moved to North Carolina in April 2024 to set up Tata Farms, a flower farm on 156 acres that she co-owns with daughter Madison and son-in-law Caleb Brush. Since then, she has been juggling her Arizona affairs with her fledgling agribusiness, which is a logistical challenge made even more difficult by the need to personally oversee Garrison's estate, coordinate property showings, and carry out executor responsibilities that could not be delegated. IMDb. Janelle's emotional resilience served as the backdrop for the Flagstaff property's market journey, which spanned its September debut through its December sale. She openly shared on Instagram that each quiet moment brought Garrison to the forefront of her thoughts, and that selling his home was as much about closing a chapter of shared memories as it was about practical estate administration. People. By converting a deeply personal asset into liquid capital, Janelle not only fulfilled her fiduciary responsibilities but also freed resources to reinvest in her new life in North Carolina, where she and her family are constructing greenhouses, planting wildflower meadows, and building community around their agricultural dream. The completion of the sale also marked a significant financial milestone. The Sun. Meanwhile, Kody Brown, who remains married only to his fourth wife, Robyn, and has been publicly estranged from Garrison since enforcing strict pandemic-era rules, was conspicuously absent from probate filings and the home sale, an omission that underscores the fracturing of family ties that Garrison's death and the ensuing legal process have laid bare. The Sun. Fans of Sister Wives, who witnessed the family's public struggles over Coyote Pass and property divisions, have responded to news of the sale with a mix of sympathy and admiration for Janelle's fortitude, flooding Reddit threads and social media comments with messages like "She handled this with such grace" and "Selling that house must have been heartbreaking but necessary." Reddit. Reality TV commentators have noted that Janelle's approach contrasts sharply with the protracted land disputes that have embroiled Kody and his former wives, highlighting her pragmatic willingness to resolve estate matters quickly and quietly rather than allow them to fester into televised conflict. Reality T. Importantly, the sale of Garrison's house also sheds light on broader discussions regarding mental health advocacy, which Janelle has championed ever since the death of her son. In her capacity as executor, she has used public platforms to urge families to have open dialogues about depression and suicide, and to support legislation that expands mental health resources for young adults, efforts that she links directly to the legacy she hopes to build in her son's name. People. By converting Garrison's home into a tangible resource, Janelle has demonstrated how personal loss can catalyze positive change, transforming grief into a commitment to helping others navigate their own emotional struggles. Janelle Brown's handling of her late son's estate in 2025 is a testament to her strength and strategic acumen. she kept the integrity of Garrison's memory and the legal responsibilities entrusted to her while simultaneously balancing the delicate task of selling a family home steeped in sorrow and the equally challenging work of launching a new agricultural enterprise. Reality T. The sale's final chapter, signed, sealed, and delivered on December 26, 2024, closed the door on one era of her life even as it opened another, one in which Janelle continues to honor her son's spirit through both her business ventures and her advocacy, ensuring that Garrison's legacy will endure far beyond the walls of the house he once called home. Although Mary and Robyn Brown have the distinction of having been Kody Brown's wives on TLC's long-running series Sister Wives, they are very different from one another in almost every other way. They each bring to the family dynamic a completely different background, personality, set of priorities, and post-marital trajectory, which shows how different their journeys have been. Mary, the first and only legally married wife in Kody's plural union until their spiritual release in early 2023, entered the Brown family as a 19-year-old nursing student drawn to Kody's professed spiritual leadership. However, Mary ended up taking on the majority of the household management and childcare duties for more than 2 decades. Her early years were marked by an eagerness to forge sister-wife solidarity and a willingness to subsume her own aspirations beneath the collective needs of the family people. In contrast, Robyn, a former hairdresser from Utah, joined the family in 2010, already the mother of 3 and with clear boundaries about her desired level of involvement. She has admitted she never even wanted to be legally married to Kody, preferring instead a purely spiritual commitment that she believed would preserve her autonomy while still granting her the emotional benefits of plural marriage. People. While Mary endured the indignity of losing her legal standing in 2014, divorcing Kody so that he could marry Robyn and adopt Robyn's children under Nevada law, Robyn positioned herself as both beneficiary and architect of that legal maneuver, a reality Mary later described as feeling played and used when she came to recognize the transactional nature of the divorce arrangement. Personality-wise, Mary has developed into a candid and self-reflective person who has openly acknowledged her mistakes, including her disastrous 2016 catfishing scandal and her initial reluctance to assert her own needs within the marriage. Today, Mary places an emphasis on personal growth, self-care, and the significance of surrounding herself with people who encourage her self-improvement, a journey she has documented in interviews as part of her larger mission to inspire other women to prioritize their own well-being. The Sun. Robyn, on the other hand, has long cultivated an image of steadfast composure and emotional poise, often referred to by fans as the calm center of the Brown family storm. However, beneath that veneer is a woman who is fiercely protective of her own children. She famously insisted that Kody's visitation schedule be centered on the needs of her brood. She is also resolute in her desire to maintain control over the family narrative, a trait that has earned their approaches to public life and business also diverge sharply. Mary has embraced dating in her mid-50s with an openness she once lacked. She freely discusses the challenges and successes of rediscovering herself outside of marriage on podcasts and social media. After her divorce, Mary has ventured into self-empowerment speaking engagements, launched a lifestyle brand focused on mental wellness, and embraced dating. People. On the other hand, Robyn has concentrated on family-branded ventures like My Sister Wife's Closet, a boutique that, despite its successful 2018 launch with all Brown wives, is now in a liminal state under Robyn's sole proprietorship. She has also focused on cultivating an image as the ever-reliable matriarch of the Brown core family, a self-described inner circle that she insists is defined by obedience and loyalty, a stance that Mary and ET Online. When it comes to relational priorities, Mary has demonstrated a willingness to step back from toxic dynamics, choosing to distance herself from Kody and Robyn when necessary. She has admitted she does not seek out her former sister wives for friendship and instead focuses on relationships that support her growth, whereas Robyn has remained Kody's unwavering ally, even amid widespread criticism of Kody's favoritism, and has actively campaigned to shore up his emotional support, going so far as to use her own father's absence as a narrative tool to chide Kody for his estrangement from his original children. The Sun. Yahoo! Mary's brand of candor. She candidly told Parade magazine she's a bit lost but excited about rediscovering herself, stands in stark relief to Robyn's more guarded, strategically curated public persona, one that prioritizes family unity under her own terms and often sidelines the messy fallout experienced by Mary, Janelle, and Christine. Facebook. Additionally, their on-camera presences have radically different emotional tones. In contrast to Robyn's carefully timed displays of tears, which fans have speculated were staged to elicit sympathy, and her immediate composure afterward, which critics deride as performance mode, Mary's tearful moments on Sister Wives are frequently unguarded, raw expressions of hurt and vulnerability. Instagram. Where Mary's confessions feel like genuine soul-bearing, she has described her spiritual release from Kody as heartbreaking yet liberating. Robyn's confessional soundbites are frequently dissected for their theatrical flair, a phenomenon that has only fueled the perception that she leverages her children's emotional scenes to cement her own image as the long-suffering, dutiful wife. Reddit. Robyn has established herself as the center of the fractured Brown family by insisting on co-ownership of contested properties like Coyote Pass and utilizing her legal marriage status to adopt and secure her children's inheritance, a move that Mary has described as part of Robyn's larger strategy to consolidate power within the plural family. In the realm of family dynamics, Mary's estrangement has been marked by a conscious pivot towards self-reliance. She moved to Utah to build her own finally. Their trajectories since leaving, or remaining in, the plural marriage diverge in their visions for the future. Mary speaks openly of the show's inevitable conclusion and of building a life independent of TLC's cameras, a future she envisions as unencumbered by the weight of spiritual obligations, whereas Robyn continues to align her identity with Sister Wives' narrative, leveraging every episode to reinforce her role as the family's moral center and to justify the preferential treatment she and her children receive, even as 3 former sister wives and multiple adult children publicly distance themselves. People. In sum, Mary and Robyn stand as emblematic opposites, Mary the introspective trailblazer reclaiming agency and prioritizing personal evolution, Robyn the poised strategist cementing her familial stronghold, each an essential counterpoint in the complex tapestry of the Brown family saga, their differences as stark and irreconcilable as apples and oranges.